Okay, hello everyone. My name is Andy and I'm from Singapore. I'm a Ruby director with Jeunesse, and I'd like to welcome you to the training, all right, the Expand Business System training for my team. All right, so for you, congratulations on starting the business. This is a very important training that you need to go to. All right, and of course, at the same time, you should have already started learning how to do the business. So you should actually receive the first SMS on the 6 videos that you're actually supposed to go through, right? Important thing for you is not to actually share the business platform, not to share any products, and not to share any company information without going through the training. So for you to actually start, it's not difficult, but the most important part is actually about the learning process, right? So this is the first part of the training. All right, there will be a second part of the training. So the timing in terms of the duration of the training will be half an hour. So this is actually the first part. I'm going to start on the this slides that I have so that you can actually get into the first part of the training. All right. So as you can see, this is actually the Expand Business System training. All right, for my team, and my name is Andy, and I'm from Singapore. All right, so for our team, so this is something that I would like to share with you. All right, this is a very important part in terms of the breakdown or sequence of training, and of course the aspect of the business. So this is actually something that you need to know. All right. So this success training flow and sequence itself will actually let you understand, where are we coming from and how can we take your business and helping you to take your business towards another level, right? When you start as a newcomer, all right, or as a new joiner in terms of the business. So this part, all right, is this first part, new joiner learning, number 1, all right? So what you will need to know is actually the do's and don'ts of doing Jeunesse. And of course, to complete the 6 videos in sequence, and of course, feedback on the link to your upline business partner. So this is the first part, which you should have already received the SMS, and of course, has gone through the Team Crown Diamonds YouTube channel. Right? Make sure that you go through the various videos, in sequence, and of course, write down what the things that you learn. Right? Basically, for you, is actually to build the core skills in terms of the business itself. And the second part of the business itself is actually the new joiner learning number 2. Right? Over here, you will be able to learn the Expand Business training. All right? This is the video that I'm currently going through. And of course, there will be a B training video. All right? If your local business or business partners are conducting the training in your particular country, you can actually use it, all right, as well. And of course, if they have those live training that I'm conducting currently in Singapore, it's always advisable for you to actually attend the live training so that there can become question and answers, and of course, at the same time, you can learn more things as you go along. All right, but for a new joiner, if, for example, you are currently in different countries, like for example in India, in certain parts of the world that you currently do not have any live training, right? You're encouraged to go through the videos. So a very important part of this journey itself is basically to know yourself, and of course your mindset and belief and your why. And this is actually the third part of the training, which is the new joiner number 3. All right, make sure you go through the videos and of course attend all events. All right, the second part of the this important part, in terms of knowing the business, is know about the company and of course know about the products. Right, basically all this information can be available, all right, can be taken from the back office, and very importantly is the products itself. You can actually make sure that you use the product diligently for the next 3 to 6 months so that you can actually become like a spokesperson of Jeunesse, and of course is a spokesperson of your business as well. Right, and the third part, which is the compensation plan. Compensation plan itself, there's a lot of training and of course videos online that you can actually learn from. Right, so understand the compensation plan, thoroughly, and of course, important thing is to actually be able to explain the compensation plan, because this is how Jeunesse will pay us. And of course, for especially I want to mention for Indian market, the compensation plan is slightly different, right? So do refer to your local leaders, right, in India for the compensation plan, right? But for the rest of the world, it's actually the same. So this is something very important that you need to know. And using the team expense system, and of course the USGS system to actually expand your business. So this is meant for expanding your team. So if you're serious about building a business, all right, make sure you attend all the events and go through all the videos, right, to make sure that you're very, very familiar with the system, and of course at the same time very familiar with how you actually build the business. And of course, the fifth part is actually the team synergy and growth. How you're going to take the business towards another level when you have a number of people, of course, allow our business partner and entrepreneurs under your care, and of course at the same time, how to really to build the business, right, from a leadership point of view. So it's very important that you go through, all right, all the videos, and of course at the same time attend trainings and attend live events that's conducted locally in your area, and things like Discover Jeunesse, right, the weekly OPP, all right, the opportunity presentation that is conducted in your country, and of course at the same time, expo event, and of course the universities as well. So that's something very important. And we do have the very important part of it. This is the Jeunesse culture, and of course the spirit of Jeunesse. So that's something that I believe that we can actually make an impact to the world and helping more people to actually achieve their financial freedom. So the enrollment flow sequence is as such. So you must understand how do you actually guide people when they actually decide to join Jeunesse, either when they want to use the products as consumer, or they decide to actually run the business as a business owner, or they see themselves as an entrepreneur. So this is something very important that you need to know, right? So basically is when you actually start Jeunesse business, all right? So a very important part of it is actually a business proposal. So a business proposal in most traditional businesses is actually, where you actually states out what kind of product that you have, what is the, the audience that you are targeting, and of course the market, how you're going to expand, and of course expenditure, and how much you're going to spend in terms of marketing, right? But for Jeunesse business, all right, a very simple business proposal in our business is actually the name list, right? So the name list itself is, I would say, divided into two types, right? One is actually your current name list, which is your friends, relatives, your colleagues, your ex-colleagues, people who are related, to you in different ways, like college, classmates, and of course there's school classmates, and all the different societies that you actually join, or clubs that you actually join. So this is actually the current list that you have. So make sure you write down every name, right? So over here, we do not prejudge, on whether they are interested in the business or whether they are interested in taking the products. So basically, just write down every name that you have in your mobile phone, right? The second list that probably you have is actually a business list, all right? A business list means that the people that you interact with, and of course on a daily basis, so you can actually build that list. So many times, a lot of people tell me that they currently do not have any network. But that's not important, because you can actually build up your name list. So by the people that you actually come in contact with, and of course at the same time the people that you meet every day. So you can actually build up that list, right? So from that list, you actually go through a particular way of actually knowing what they need first, all right? So do not go and share the business or the business opportunity or platform or company details, all right, without understanding what your prospect needs, all right? So prospect means that it's actually someone that you want to introduce the person to in terms of products, in terms of the business, right? So do not go and share it until you know what they want, right? So after you know what they want, and really addressing to their needs, and of course what motivates them, then you do in the invitation, right? So the invitation means that you can actually showcase the business to this person, all right, which is a prospect, right? Either by yourself or with the help of a leader, all right, an upline leader or a director, all right, in that aspect. So you can actually do the invitation. So the invitation, you can actually invite them to a ABC meeting. All right, ABC meetings means that A, advisor, B, bridge, which is you, C is client or the prospect, all right? So a ABC meeting is a small meeting, all right, business setting. where you actually talk to the prospect, right? Presenting the business to the prospect on a one-to-one or one-to-two basis, right? And of course, there's also the opportunity presentation. OPP means that it's opportunity presentation and opportunity meeting, right? So you can actually invite them, but the sequence on how you actually invite them is very important, right? So you must edify, what's the purpose of the meeting, and of course the opportunity that is behind this meeting itself. So very much over here we talk about the core skills that we're actually developing for each and individual one of you, and so very important for you to actually know, and of course edify the person, right, which is A, that you're gonna invite, to talk to this person, right? And of course, there's also things like the webinar, all right? So we have the Zoom webinar that's conducted almost every day, all right, in all different languages, all right, from Mandarin, English, Cantonese, Portuguese, Spanish, and of course, German language, and of course, Bahasa Indonesian. So these are all conducted in different languages, and of course, different time zone. So you can actually select the one that is actually more suitable for you, right? So, and of course, at the same time, we have the private business reception. So private business reception means that it's actually a private meeting. So it can be in the numbers of 5 people or 10 people. So depending on how big the setting is. And of course, power sharing. Power sharing means that the sharing of the success in the business, and of course, the usage of the products in terms of testimonies as well. So from there, once the prospect decide to join the business or decide to actually enroll as a consumer, so you must know how to guide them as well, right? So it's very important, right? If the person says that, I would just love to use a product for maybe 3 to 6 months, then you must know how to guide them. So at this point of time, you probably want to ask them, what do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as consumer, a business owner, or an entrepreneur? So later I'll explain to you, what's the difference. But of course, if they say they're a consumer, so you must know how to guide them as well. So if, for example, this person is a consumer, and you can actually just probably give them information on the product's information, all right? Of course, some details on the company as well. And of course, give them a certain aspect of customer care, whether they have ordered the products, whether the products they ordered has already shipped to their house. And of course, at the same time, remind them to actually do the ownership, and repurchase, because consumers are a very important part of our business. And of course, at the same time, you've got to remind them that whether there's any promotion. So any promotion, depending on which territory or which country you're at, there may be promotion. And of course, all these things you need to actually tell them. So, and for example, if the person decides to actually say that I would like to, become a business owner, so how are you going to guide them, right? So, meaning that this person, right, is interested in building the business, you probably need to give them more attention. So, giving more attention to the people who are serious in building a business is very, very important. So many times that we always think that the people that are very successful and they join your business, right? You would definitely want them to move, and of course, enroll more people into the business, enroll more consumer into using the products. But many times we allow them to do it on their own, using their own way, but instead of plugging them into the system. So it's very important to guide them even closely. If you have someone that is more successful than you, make sure you guide them closely, all right? And it's as a business owner, you run the business, as a business, and of course you are looking to actually earn an extra income, all right? So make sure you set targets with them. Of course, at the same time, you can actually go on a week-by-week basis. So, for example, if they for that the first week, they maybe want to earn $500 USD. So, how do you achieve that? So, make sure that the number of people that they are speaking to, and finding out what they need first, instead of they talking about the business in the very first beginning, because new people do not know how to run the business yet, right? And of course, from there, right, you can actually guide them accordingly. Right, as what I mentioned, the new joiner learning number 1, which is the videos, and of course the do's and don'ts of the business. Right, do not go and share the product information, company details, and of course the platform and business opportunity without learning what to do. Right, and from there, go and attend the new joiner learning number 2, which is the expand training, and of course the B workshop. B workshop means that as a B role, right, as a bridge, what do you need to do, because new people are the bridge towards the A and C. So that's very important in order for them to know what to do. Right? As a new joiner, there are do's and don'ts, and of course, what you need to do, in terms of making the business works for you. And of course, from there, you can actually expand the teams using the system, right? So this is one part of our, training that actually allows you to actually learn from all, at any point of time. So make sure you go through this video as many times as possible, all right? Because learning from, these videos, and of course, the training videos are very crucial in terms of your business, so that you can actually, really understand this business from a different perspective. All right. So as I mentioned, when a new person joins Jeunesse, ask them this very important question: what do you see yourself as? Right? As consumer, a business owner, or entrepreneur? Right? The reason is because what's the difference between a business owner and entrepreneur? Because a consumer is very straightforward. They're basically using the products. But as a business owner, sometimes they open a business, sometimes they don't. It depends on whether, for example, a shopping mall, right? A retail business owner sometimes opens a shop just because the mall is open. If the mall is closed, they don't run the business, right? So the mindset actually determines that. So if you see yourself as an entrepreneur, just like me, you basically will run and do the business 24/7. All right, 24/7 means that at any point of your time, all right, at any point of even then, sometimes it's like you're on holiday, you can actually share the business, talk to someone about the business. All right, so it's 24/7. And of course, that is a very important aspect of it, because each mindset determines the speed of how fast they expand the business. So this is something very important, and take note of this. All right. So you got to determine whether you are a business owner or an entrepreneur. And if you want to become an entrepreneur, make sure you run the business 24/7. And this business doesn't require you to bring all the products out to someone, actually prospect to them. Basically, it's really to understand what they need first before talking to them. All right, and this is a very important question that probably you will have, along the way of doing this business. And of course, at the same time, it may comes up to you as well, when you are thinking, what business is this? So the golden question in this is actually, is Jeunesse MLM? All right. So this will actually, affect you in terms of how you actually run the business. But my training here for you is very important. It's because I want to take out this question and ask, so that I can actually answer this question directly to you, so that you can actually decide to actually go full speed in terms of this business. Because sometimes this question will hinder, in terms of how fast you actually run the business. All right. So this first question I'll ask, is Jeunesse MLM? Right. So now from there, let's look at the difference and why Jeunesse is not an MLM. All right, in terms of how we actually run the business. So there's of course there's traditional MLM as well, right? So traditional MLM itself will be, it requires you to keep stock, and of course at the same time, there is always the sales of stock, in terms of how they actually run the business. That means they go around selling the products, all right? By taking the products from the company, they become the middleman to actually sell the products. So they actually require to keep stock, right? So that's traditional MLM. And for us, there's sales target, So you may ask, you may say that, some platforms, new platforms out there, that doesn't require any keeping of stock because they also run on e-commerce basis. But many times there's always a sales target element to it. So for example, they may require some, their distributor to actually, keep a number of, sales target achieved. For example, you got to do 2,000 USD this month, so that you are able to receive commission on their own. So many times when people are running the business, they do not achieve the sales target. So in order for them to receive the commission, they would just buy up their own stock, and of course start keeping the stock in hand. So that's actually a vicious cycle, if you look at it in that sense. And of course, in traditional MLM, what do people don't like? It's actually do delivery. So many times, we are doing the action of, doing delivery. So we are not delivery people, So we leave it to the logistic people to actually handle the delivery. Right, so traditional MLM always do that. When you do delivery, I can always see on Facebook that, I got an order that came in, I'm going to do this delivery to the customer. So when you operate the business in the traditional way, many times you are actually running like a traditional business. And of course, do sales. A lot of people do not like to do sales. So you ask yourself, traditional MLM, what they do is they do sales. So they have certain products and they try to push it, to do sales. So in that manner is that a lot of people do not like to do sales. And of course, in traditional MLM, what happens is, they find a lot of people. Why? Because, what determines it? Why do they need to find a lot of people? It's because the compensation plan determines that. Because if you understand that this business, all right, has been around for many, many years, and of course more than 50 years, So there are companies that actually started, the company, right, years ago, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. So they can actually do a lot of changes in terms of their branding, in terms of how they actually, the products, of course the different product innovation. But there's one thing they can't change is the compensation plan. So many times they have this traditional compensation plan where basically it's like a sun ray kind of effect, where what happens is individual business center do not have any leverage in terms of compensation plan. So so people tend not to help each other, and of course at the same time they need a lot of people in order to fulfill that compensation, in order for them to actually have that income coming in. So end up they definitely need to find a lot of people, right? And of course that's one very important question is, why do people stop or leave? In fact, in traditional MLM, people make money, but the thing is there's always things that actually probably stop their business or slow down their business because they're gonna continue to keep stock, and of course at the same time sales target. So by doing all these things, what happens is they actually does earn money, but all this will kill them. So the most important thing is people do not make money, and you must know why people stop or leave. It's because people do not make money. So in this business itself, if you're running the business in a traditional MLM way, what happens is you need to solve this first. And of course, what's the most important thing to solve in this business, right, in Jeunesse business, is to make sure that everyone makes, business owners are able to earn money. And of course, at the same time, consumers are happy with what their product there is, because Jeunesse products, if you look at it, it's a very, very powerful product, and it actually helps, more people to become better, and of course, at the same time, helping them in terms of what their need is in terms of as a consumer. So, we have the platform, which is the e-commerce. So this business itself runs on a 24/7 basis, and consumers can actually go to the website and do the purchase. Or they decide to actually buy it on a wholesale basis, they can actually join, as a consumer, and of course, at the same time, a preferred customer. So it depends on what they are looking for. But as a business owner, if the most important thing in terms of running business is you must be able to make money. All right. So in terms of the traditional business model, all right, so let's take a look at Jeunesse global business model. So what is the difference? All right, in our business model, we do not need to keep stock. And sales target, do we have any sales target? We do not have any sales target. And the reason why we do not keep stock and we do not do delivery is because we run the business in more than 140 over countries. At the present moment, now it's more than 145. So imagine having to do the logistics and delivery. You can't do that for all the 140 countries. So we let the company, corporate, logistic, handling all this logistic, distribution of the products. So we run it on an e-commerce platform. So that's something very important. So you need to understand what is our platform like. Of course, it's in Jeunesse itself. We are basically sharing the products and sharing the business opportunity, just like Facebook. So that's something very important, sharing the goodness of the product and sharing the goodness of the business opportunity allows us to actually identify, what do people need first, instead of just giving them, the solution right at the front, because a lot of people do not like that as well. And in Jeunesse, compensation plan, all right, it's very different, So you may ask yourself, do we need a lot of people? In actual fact, we do not need a lot of people to start with. How we actually can start this business is very simple. You only need 2 to begin with. All right. So that's something very important. So you may ask, what is Jeunesse? All right. So in terms of the business platform, all right, Jeunesse itself is a network marketing business model. All right. So it's very different in terms of how the traditional MLM works. Right. So it's a network marketing business model with advanced features. So that's something very important. They need to understand that some people may call it e-commerce, some people may call it crowd commerce, but very important thing is for you to understand that this is actually a network marketing business model with advanced features, but it works, very differently from the traditional MLM business. All right. So once you understand that, then you can actually see the difference. Right. So it's actually the compensation plan that determines the difference in terms of whether you need a lot of people. All right. So if you look at our income, per se, so important thing I have to let you know, there's no claim or income whatsoever, right, in this presentation. So very important is all based on individual effort. And of course, if you look at it, our income itself, right, based on 100% of our income, right, when you run the business, when you start sharing the business, sharing the goodness of the products, what happens is you will have this income, which is called the first one is CAB, which is customer acquisition bonus, right? The second one, which is cycles, which is when the sales volume comes in, right? That is the time where you actually getting the 600, 300 points, where it gives you one matching bonus. All right, so it gives you the matching, all right, itself, which is $35 matching, all right, based on the sales volumes coming up. So in short, we call it cycles. And of course, there's also a leadership matching bonus. Leadership matching bonus means that if your business partner in a particular country or in a particular area is making the cycle, you actually get a leadership matching bonus. So in a sense that initially when you start, like the CAB itself, customer acquisition bonus, will probably be 100% of your business in the first 2 to 3 months, in that basis. So but after, when you run the business for a while, maybe 3 to 6 months down the road, you should be able to see this happening. All right, the customer acquisition bonus percentage should be about 2%. All right, the cycle itself should be about 30%, and the leadership matching bonus should be about 60 to 70%. All right, depending on how fast your team is moving. So that's something very important, because that will determine that everyone is, your business owner, your business partners are making money. So that's why you will get the higher percentage in terms of leadership matching bonus. And of course, there's also income from cycles, the sales volume as well. All right, so if you start to see this happening, all right, that means your team is actually moving in the right direction. All right, so I'd just like to explain you what if you only sponsor 2% first in the very initial part of the business. So imagine now you have 2%, one on the left and one on the right, all right, personally sponsored by you. So that's something very important that we need to take note. It must be sponsored by you personally. And can you become financially free just because of 1%? And maybe it's because of this person that is willing to work on the business. So if I take a look at the business, the business aspect of it, right, in terms of the compensation plan, right, if this person is a diamond, right, diamond means that they are actually getting a matching of 1,000, right, in terms of cycle, and of course at the same time they have quite a big organization below them. So what if you sponsor this person and this person become a diamond? And what do you expect in terms of the income? So I just base it on a normal calculation basis of a 1,000 cycles. All right. So basically it's $35 times 1,000. Basically you get 35,000 USD. Diamond will get 35,000 USD. So what will be the matching bonus that you'll be able to get? Is basically as a level 1, 20%, you get 7,000 USD. Right. So important thing is you get 7,000 USD. Right. This is actually based on level matching bonus. It could be more. All right. And of course at the same time below this diamond there could be more sapphires or level 2. Right. So basically if you have more than basically the basic one, maybe you have 6 sapphire links. All right. So sapphire, if I put it on an average of 1,000 cycles, right, basically you get level 2 matching bonus, which is 15%, right, which is 3,150 USD, right, upwards. Imagine that you only sponsor 1%, and can you become financially free just because of 1%? Maybe you can, right, because you already have $10,150 USD based on the matching bonus. Of course, you must be an active business partner as well, right? So that's something very important. I have to emphasize there's no claim or income whatsoever. Right? Basically, these are based on individual effort, and this is just an example, right? And of course, another example I like to emphasize is actually the second one, which is what if only each of us only sponsor 2%, and when the business start growing, all right, we have the left team and the right team. So what happens if you only sponsor 2%? And finally, you get this person, which is someone that's very serious in terms of building the business, and this person become a diamond director, and the sales volume does come in terms of sales volume. So when that happens, you basically get two, one left and one right. So can you, by bringing 2% and the business started to expand, can you become a diamond in that aspect? All right. So this is an example of what's possible. So there's I got to be very clear that this is actually a training, and in order for you to understand what's the aspect of our business as well. Right. So this is something very important. All right. So of course, if you only bring 2%, can you become a diamond? So let's take a look at it. All right. So to become a diamond director, basically you need to have 6 sapphire legs, and you need to have 1,000 cycles. So 1,000 cycles means that you have the sales volume coming up to you. So imagine you have one person on the left, that's the diamond director. You've got 900,000 points. All right. And the other right hand side, right, you have another diamond director. You got another 900,000 points. So can you achieve 1,000 cycles? Yes, in this scenario you can, right? Of course, important thing when you look at it, right? There's always this part where you gotta share it with the people, more people. So this aspect of it, you can actually see that you can become a diamond director, because from there you will be able to get the cycle bonus already, which is more than 1,000 cycles, right? So in that aspect, when you are able to earn more money, probably you'll be able to share the business on a different level in terms of how you can actually make impact to people's life. And of course, is that to make sure that everyone is able to make money from this business. So I like to share, which is more difficult, 6 sapphire legs or 1,000 cycles, right? It's for you to decide. And of course, important thing is, from what I see, is actually the 1,000 cycles. But just by purely sharing with 2%, you'll be able to expand the business. But of course, you do not just stop at 2%, right? You can actually share with more people, and of course, you'll be able to impact more people's life and also get more consumers into your business as well. All right. So I just like to share with you, what you decide how you want to run the business. But important thing is, if you look at it, right, is I just give an example. There's actually this diamond director, right, which is sponsored 90-year-old people and became a diamond, right, diamond A. And there's another diamond director, which is B, for example, all right, sponsored 50+ people and became a diamond. And there's diamond director C, all right, sponsored 27 people and became a double diamond. So in that aspect, average sponsorship maybe is about 30 to 50 people. But from there, the ABC, the diamond A, diamond B, diamond C, you can decide actually which one you want to become. For me, I would definitely want to choose the diamond C. Why? Because you will actually do it in the right manner in terms of running the business. Right. So in that aspect, is this example is actually this diamond from Taiwan, right? Basically sponsor only 27 people, 15 people on the right hand side and 12 people on the left hand side. At this present moment, he has more than 130,000 people in 50+ countries, right? People means that they are business owner as well as consumer. So imagine that from just 27 people, they actually expanded the business to more than 50 countries. So this is the aspect of it, all right? And this person I would like to share with you, is actually this person I met in Taiwan, all right? He's a Ruby director called Wayne Ye, all right? So basically, he sponsored 22 people, all right? In 1.5 years in Jeunesse, he has more than 5,000 over people, all right? So in a lot of countries. So this is one example I would like to share with you that, when you do it correctly, you can actually build the momentum with a strong foundation. Then this is proven, and the other one is also proven. So what is the one thing that they did correctly? So you may ask, right? So we should not be building the business, Jeunesse business, in the MLM way, meaning that they are building with. Do we need to get more people? Yeah, definitely we can, but of course, at the same time, when you teach the right fundamentals to the people, right, to the team, and also business owner, you'll be able to build the basis of the business in the right manner. So we should be actually building that. So meaning that we should be focusing on building that. But of course, you can share the business with more people, right? Just by introducing more people, right? So what do you need to do? So how do you build that, right? So what is the most challenging thing about network marketing? So, right, Jeunesse is actually a network marketing business model with advanced features. So what is the most challenging thing about network marketing? Is actually duplication. So the part about it is you may have a question, what is it that you need to duplicate? And you need to duplicate 100%, right? So just for example, this is someone, all right, that I sponsored, all right, and the person is called Desmond. And Desmond, all right, is very excited about the business and actually started to share with someone. And of course, before that, he has already learned how to do the business. And basically, he's enrolled Gary. So imagine now Gary comes into business, all right, and started to do the business as well, right? So Gary knows 100% of what Desmond does and do exactly what Desmond do, right? So does it mean that it's duplicated, right? It's actually not. Okay, this is actually, all right, when Gary bring in Lin, all right, when Lin knows how Desmond and Gary does it, all right, 100%, and do what Gary and Desmond does, all right, basically that is called duplication. So in that aspect, when you look at here, all right, this is actually called copy, all right. So when the person know how to do it, it's actually copy. But the duplication only comes in when Lin know exactly how Desmond does it and Gary does it as well, and do exactly what they do. Right, so that is the duplication. But in order for a system and of course in the right method, everyone can actually learn from expanding the business. All right, you need to have a part of it where you should know, all the people know what to do. All right, so for example, Lin brought in Gabriel, and Gabriel knows exactly how Desmond, Gary, and Lin does it and do exactly what they do. This is called successful duplication. So in that manner, right, basically you need to have level 1, level 2, and level 3, and level 4. All right, people, all right, that you are actually learning from. So in the aspect that you can actually take it as a basis, but the level 1, level 2, level 3 doesn't mean in the compensation plan basis, but the people who are active in the business. All right, so you can always leverage on, for example, Gabriel can leverage on Gary. Gabriel can also leverage on Desmond. Gabriel can also leverage on Lin. So in the aspect, they do exactly what needs to be done, right? But the thing is, what do you need to do and do what? Right? So there's a huge difference between doing it and versus doing it correctly. So in this aspect, some people may be thinking, I want to do this business, and am I doing it correctly, or I just purely just doing it? So there's a huge difference. So we must know what are we building here. We are basically building core foundation, all right, core skills in terms of foundation. So imagine you know what to share and how you share the business. And of course, is before you share the business, and you know what are the needs and motivation of this person as well. All right, so we go into the basis of ABC. So what's ABC? ABC means that is advisor, bridge, and client. So in the aspect, advisor, bridge, and client, all right, so advisor could be expert, all right, bridge, it could be you, all right, and client, of course, your prospect. So if ABC is done properly, all right, basically the closing rate is 90%. All right, so this is just an assumption. But important thing is we can actually put it higher as well. We can put it at 70, 80, 90%. But what we're trying to do is really to understand what people need first. So in that aspect, A, it could be a event, all right, mega OPP, OPP, Discover Genius, or PBR. Or it could be a person, all right, direct sponsor, upline, Sapphire leader, or a director. Or A could be a Zoom webinar, overseas prospect, and of course for friends, business partner that are overseas, right? So, and very importantly, you have to understand that at best, it would be best to meet one person face to face. So in that manner, you'll be able to actually impact the work, impact the person's life, understanding what they need first. And of course, you have to look at it, all right? So basically, there's a question that I need to ask you in terms of the importance of role, all right, as A, B, and C. All right, unit of measurement is 100%. So you think about it for a short while, all right, before you actually move this, all right. So if you look at it as A, B, and C, who is the most important? Is it A that is the most important? Maybe you want to put it at 50%. B, maybe you put it at 30%. C, you put it as another 20%. Which is your choice? In terms of importance of role. Without A, maybe you cannot do it right. Without B, maybe it's 30%, right? So this is an example. So in your mind, maybe you think about what is the percentage. So the unit of measurement in total should be 100%. So I'm going to review to you the numbers now. So out of 100%, all right, the actual percentage should be A is 20%, right? B is 70%, C is 10%. So you will look at it, is the total is 100%. But how come B, is 70%? Is it a bit different from what you were thinking? Maybe you were thinking like A is the most important because A should be the advisor, all right, which is the expert, is the most important. But on actual fact, if you look at it, B is the most important because B is a bridge between A and C. So in that aspect, you need to really know what the C needs, because you're a bridge between A and C. And of course, you need to do edification. If you do not do edification, what happens is C does not respect A. And when there's no respect, whatever the person share, there's no information being captured, right? But the problem is now B is so important, but B is a newcomer. So we call it a greenhorn. So as a newcomer, you're very excited about business, and just like yourself, we are learning from this video, you are very excited about business, but and you don't know anything about, in terms of knowledge, in terms of experience and business knowledge in Jeunesse, your knowledge is what? It's zero. So if it's zero, then you're just like a newborn baby, or maybe you're just starting kindergarten. So what do you need to do in terms of the business as well? Because you are excited to go out and share the business, what should you do and what should you not? All right. So we go into aspect of it is actually to help you to become a professional, right? To let B, a newcomer, become a professional. Very important thing is, this is the first aspect of it, right? You need to know the do's and don'ts of being being a B. Sorry. So do's, what do you need to do? B is naturally excited. You just like you're excited about the business, opportunity to actually expand to 140 over countries at this present moment, right? You're excited and you want to go out and talk to a lot of people, right? Plus, please hold your horses first, right? This you need to do. You need to hold your horses, right? Being too excited, is good. Being excited is good, but do not go and share the business, company, and business platform without the presence of A. All right. So, but of course, for you, what you need to do is actually to use the product diligently and record the improvement. All right. For at least, probably now is probably you need to use it for at least a month, all right, or 3 months, all right, in order for you to see the significant difference in terms of your, improvement. And of course, watch and listen to the videos. All right, the first series videos. All right, you need to watch all the 6 videos. All right, the first series videos in the Team Crown Diamonds YouTube channel. All right, you can actually see that actually there is 6 videos for the first series. So you need to go through that, and each individual videos has a learning purpose. And make sure that you actually feedback to your upline business partner so that you know what you're learning. And of course, at the same time, you may have some question you can actually ask the upline leader as well. So make sure you go through it. At best, you could probably go through it 20 times per video. And of course, this is something that I have to tell you, that learning is actually the fastest through videos. All right. And learn to tell your 3-minute story. So what's your 3-minute story? All right. Basically, the script and format itself, right, has, it can be actually, given to you. All right. You can actually ask your business partner, all right, in terms of upline director or upline Sapphire leader, or your sponsor. So the 3-minute story itself is very important. So what's the 3-minute story? I just like to do a short introduction about 3-minute story. Basically, it's about yourself. So this story is about yourself, who you are, what you're doing, and currently what is your dreams and goals. All right, but make sure that you do not mention any company name, product, or business platform. Important is all about yourself, and of course you need to tell in 3 minutes. So who you are as a person, and of course at the same time, this 3-minute story can be used when you're doing a conversation with C. All right, that's something very important. So make sure that you learn your 3-minute story. Make sure you write it down. All right, and of course improve it along the way. All right, and of course B needs to build business, sharing knowledge, confidence, and your own belief. All right, very, very importantly is your belief is very crucial in this business. So make sure you learn your belief. All right, and of course build your belief. And of course, it's how to become pro. All right, how to let newcomer B become a pro. The do's and don'ts of being a B is the don'ts. All right, so don'ts is something very important. All right, sorry, the apostrophe is a bit wrong. All right, so don'ts itself is don't share the business opportunity, platform, products, company details without the presence of A or upline leader. The reason is because you will start to talk about things that probably you're not sure of. Right, and it reflects clearly that you're not a professional. So make sure that you do not share the products, information, platform, right, on the first meeting as well. And of course, the effects of just sharing with one person and done wrongly. What happens is, maybe you have this friend called Lisa, and you're very excited about sharing this business with her, and you went around telling to her, but you have done it wrongly, and Lisa said that this is probably not for me. And what happens is, having common friends, around, you and Lisa, what happens is you may go and tell, and of course share with people about what you're doing. So and then what happens is, it's not just one person, but the effects of, the multiple effects or ripple. So it happens is, people will start avoiding you for no whatever reason. It may not be, it may not be right, but because of this unintentional sharing, maybe you actually, created that effect. Okay, so of course, this, the most important thing about our business is actually to make sure that B becomes a professional in invitation. Right. So what is the success rate? As I mentioned, is it should be more than 90%. All right. So in this, I put it as more than 70%. Why? Because you can actually improve it along the way. You can actually improve it along the way. So for example, if you're new to the business, you shouldn't be doing this. All right. Are you or your new business partner doing this now? Prospect is invited without any knowledge of the purpose for the meeting. Just come. All right. Showcasing business opportunity without knowing what the prospect needs and challenges are. Right? Newcomers are going around talking to friends about a business without proper training and knowledge. So this is a don't, right? Don't do that. Prospect has no proper introduction, edification on the value of the meeting, or meeting A, which leads to no trust and respect. So people are going around telling, the business, and of course you may want to invite somebody to actually, talk about the business, but you did not do any edification. Means that because C doesn't know A in the first place, so there's no respect, or there's no learning in terms of what, eagerness to learn from that person. So end up, C do not listen to anything that is being shared by A. So that's one very important aspect of it. And if you look at it, this is also some of the things that we are always doing unknowingly. All right. So basically, maybe non-conducive environment for ABC meeting, right? Showcasing business opportunity on the first meeting, that is very, not good at all, as at all, because there's no proper warm-ups. Warm-up means that you do not do any fact-finding from the person, and you started to share the business. Even maybe the person is not even interested in doing business in the first place, or maybe it's just the person is just purely just very comfortable with their life, they're not doing anything. They want to improve their life. So many times, we go around talking to people without understanding what they need first. And of course, during the ABC meeting, is what happened is B keeps talking when A is presenting, or when C asks a question, B keeps answering as if he's a pro. So as a B, when a newcomer, you are a newcomer, right? This is something that you need to take note. Do not keep talking. Let A do the presentation for you, right? If there's any question that is being brought up by C, let A answer it, because A will be able to answer it, because A will have been in the business for a while and is a professional, right? So that's something very important. And of course, as I mentioned, improper edification and no use of professional languages means that, how you carry yourself in this business is very, very important. The right language that we use in terms of how we actually can help people and impact people's life, and of course the business opportunity that's out here, right, in terms of e-commerce platform. These are some of the things that we can, talk about in terms of being a professional. And of course, B is not sure about the business, or the worst is actually wrong explanation in terms of the products, in terms of our business platform. All right, so that's something that new people need to take note. And of course, is starting with the right basics of the fundamentals. All right, basic fundamentals of ABC meeting means that this is a sequence, the overall sequence. All right, the first warm up. All right, it's very important. Maybe you haven't met this person for a long time, so maybe you just want to connect with the person through a WhatsApp or WeChat message, or maybe a Facebook Messenger. Right? Or maybe that would be best is actually to do a telephone call. Right? The purpose is to bridge the gap, because you may have not met the person for a long time. But what if you're constantly meeting this person every week? So you can actually skip this step. Right? But of course, if you need to go, need to find more information, of how the person is doing, maybe it's the job, maybe it's the family matters, family background, or family things that is bothering them. Find out whatever that they are concerned with, and of course, what's their motivation, right? Then you can lead to the second warm-up. Second warm-up means that you need to meet the person face to face, meaning that because you need to meet the person for coffee, right, you can actually ask more questions, over the coffee or over the Zoom meeting. If the person is basically overseas, right, maybe you would like to actually talk to the person over using a Zoom, and you can actually use it. That purpose is actually to bridge the gap in terms of the warm-up tool, right? So fact finding as well, and of course it's ask questions, all right? Purposely ask questions, right? The reason is when you ask questions, you actually asking the person what they are facing, and the person would tell you that what are the challenges they are facing, what motivates them. So that's very important. So one part about asking question is actually form, FORM, family, occupation, recreation, and money. All right, so you can actually ask question based on these 4 things. Right, of course, there's also hopes and dreams as well. Right, health and dreams. Right, so you can actually ask on the aspect of it as well. But there's one basis that you can actually understand. Asking question is you can start by praising the prospect situation first. And it means that you can say that the person is very successful. Right, how do you do it? But of course, when you do that, what happens is the person may tell you things that they're not happy with. So that's something very important because, as I mentioned, this is a very important aspect of this. So once you actually find enough information about this person, right, you can start doing the invitation to the meeting A. So the first part about the invitation you must do this education, basically telling your story, and of course at the same time, who is this person A you're gonna meet, right? So basically is what I'm teaching here is actually the fundamentals of ABC meeting, where you lead you to actually understand the core skills that you need to have, right? And telling your story, the purpose of the meeting with A, right? Invitation for a prospect to meet A or attend OPP. So maybe it's a solution. Jeunesse is actually a solution for a lot of people in every aspect of their life, but it must be presented in the right manner. All right. So when you go through the invitation and the person decides to actually meet A, right, then A itself will be able to present the business on your behalf, or if the person can actually attend the OPP, right, finding out more information about the business opportunity. So once that is done, basically the showcase of the business is in progress. So before actually A arrives to meet C, all right, basically you need to do the second education is actually to help C recall, in terms of what's the purpose of this meeting and who is this person that you're going to meet, all right, and of course check sitting and position, and of course the environment is very important, and showcase the business opportunity is actually done by A, and of course any question that is being posted by C, A will be able to answer it, in that manner, done professionally. And of course, when everything is done, all right, when the business opportunity presentation is over, make sure that you know how to enroll the person. That means signing up process is very crucial. You must know how to sign up the person, right? Closing and signing up purpose, right? Purpose is actually to enroll the prospect into the business and showcasing and welcoming business partner B to do the sign up. So B must do the sign up, all right? In this aspect, A do not do the sign up. B, you as a B must do the sign up itself, all right? And of course, from that onwards, right? You can actually A will do the guidance to show guidance and partnership or guidance and showcase business system to the new business partner, and of course follow the do's and don'ts, right? Because when the person newly enrolled would want to share the business, to everyone, right? So we must stop them from doing that. All right, total duration of the showcase should be between 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Compensation plan should be showcased only after C agrees to know more about it. And of course, B, to observe body language and reaction of C. Maybe that person is more interested in money. Maybe that person is more interested in health. So you got to take note of all these things. And B, to make sure that it's attentive to the presentation. B is a very crucial role. So do not excuse yourself, all right, or be distraction to any part of the presentation. Don't be a distraction to any part of the business presentation. Make sure you're attentive and make sure you do not say much words in terms of disrupting the presentation. And of course, when you have an ABC meeting, make sure you pay for the drinks, because A is doing the presentation on your behalf. You pay for the drinks for A as well as C. All right. Meeting should be conducted during tea time and not during meals. The reason is because during tea time is more easier for A to A to present, and of course at the same time for C to be attentive to it, because if not, if there's too much food around, it tends to be very distracting. And make sure that B and C arrives first. So when yourself and the prospect arrives first, and we are seated down and settled down, the drinks has ordered already, right? Then A will arrive later. All right. So make sure you do the right gesture in terms of respect to A, so that C can actually see that we're professional about it. Now, of course, I'll recommend that B write down the notes, that the things that shared by A, so that it becomes a learning process for you. Also, at the same time, it looks very professional as well. All right. And of course, when it's done properly, you have duplication on a 100% basis, and you have exponential growth. Right. So this is just a formula in terms of exponential growth, right? Population growth. All right. So I'm going to stop this presentation at this point, so that you can actually, see this second part in terms of the business. All right. So very important thing now is I'm going to go into the second part of the presentation, and you can actually go ahead and learn what's the practical part in terms of the business. Right. So there'll be a form that you're going to need to fill up before you actually arrange the meeting. All right. So that your advisor knows what is the background of this person. All right. So as a B, you need to fill up the form. All right. Form C. That means the form about this prospect, so that you can present to A, right, before the meeting, so that as an A, we know how to angle the business towards the need in the next training. Thank you.